David Lynch, mind-bending Twin Peaks director who embraced the weird. David Lynch once said he was inspired to become a filmmaker when, while painting, he inexplicably heard a gust of wind and saw the artwork move on canvas. The moment defined his obsession with seeing paintings move, but also his flair for the bizarre twisting realities on the small and big screen for almost 40 years. The 78-year-old U.S. director, who has died months after announcing an emphysema diagnosis, became the contemporary face of weird, unsettling worlds often hidden within everyday society, from TV series Twin Peaks to films like Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive and Inland Empire. A self-professed daydreamer, Lynch burst onto the scene via the midnight movie circuit with 1977's Eraserhead. The disorientating horror, a comment on male paranoia, set the layered template that ran through his work. 4 decades later, he lived to see his style immortalized as an adjective in the Oxford Dictionary. Lynchian, it reads, blurs surreal or sinister elements with the mundane, an accolade fitting of the 4-time Oscar nominee turned Lifetime Achievement recipient, whose character was as big as his films. David Keith Lynch was born in Missoula, Montana on January 20, 1946. The son of a research scientist for the Department of Agriculture, he spent much of his early life moving around from state to state with his brother and sister. However, Lynch's parents encouraged his artistic ambitions from an early age. Speaking to Rolling Stone in 1990, he said his mother saved him by encouraging him to draw on scrap paper rather than using coloring books, where the whole idea is to stay between the lines. This ethos inspired his films, tinged by a rebellious streak which he teased lasted from the age of 14 to 30. People rebel that long these days, he reasoned, because we're built to live longer. Youthful frustration at the calm of suburban life left him craving for something out of the ordinary to happen, to challenge the superficiality of 1950s family ideals, a dark dream his films and shows brought to life. Lynch's black and white debut feature Eraserhead achieved this vision far more successfully than his years at art school, with its central character descending into madness after fathering a terrifying baby. Critics were left confused, but its late-night cinema success sparked a breakthrough when one audience member recommended him to Mel Brooks, who asked him to helm Elephant Man, co-written by Lynch. The film's cast of eventual screen icons, including John Hurt as Merrick and Anthony Hopkins, transformed the story of Stigma into an emotional, critical hit, outpacing the original stage play. Ye saw Lynch receive Oscar nominations for Best Director and Adapted Screenplay, as part of the film's 8 nominations that included Best Picture. But if Hollywood thought it had found a new blockbuster master, Tinseltown quickly discovered Lynch had no interest in playing mainstream with his 1984 adaptation of sci-fi epic Dune. Featuring questionable special effects, costumes and rock star Sting lathered in baby oil, The Guardian's Charles Bramesco wrote that Lynch's experiments left the franchise radioactive for decades. I'm proud of everything except Dune, Lynch would later tell a YouTube Q&A, while admitting elsewhere it almost killed his career.